Hey, good morning, everyone. Thursday, the 31st of January. Black Cat video. I'm going to do a little review today. Now, what do you expect me to say about the weather? It's a warmed up minus 22. Yesterday, horrible, minus 40. That's when I have to do the majority of what I do outside. And the dogs, I'm going to have to run them today. They are planning a mutiny. Okay, we've got some new people that have joined. Lots of views. This thing's getting around. A little shout out to Morgan K. Welcome aboard. Morgan K. Soon to become Morgan B. Off-road Kid to Drive is still available. Let's do a slight review of parts 1 through 8 because we've been a little lacking on our monetary realism. Just 10 quick points. Number 1, let's keep in mind our system works only with credit. You may think it works with something else. You may think credit's what you use when you don't have money. No, credit is debt. Is debt monetized? Is money. It is a weird thing. You do not owe debts, people. What you owe are obligations. Debts are what's lacking in the exchange. If you take a Federal Reserve note from someone as payment, go to the bank, the best redemption you can get is a 97% copper nickel slug, 3% metallic value, Susan B. Agony super quarter. You monetize at 97% loss, you'd tell yourself, well, I got paid, and you go stick your neighbor with the damn thing. Only credit. Number 2, dollar is not now, nor has ever been a thing. A dollar is a unit of monetary measurement. It is a unit of measurement, like the gallon, pound, foot, inch, mile measurement. Not things. No silver dollars. Dollar weights of silver, but no silver dollars. Number 3, Vietnam War protesters outlived tax protesters and taxpayers by 4 years. June 24th, 1968 ended any taxpayer tax protesters, but Vietnam ran into 72. You could have protested right up to 73 in January when they had the big peace accord signing in Paris. You don't see any more Vietnam War protesters, do you? I mean, I don't get out much, but you're hanging around the malls. Are they, hell no, we won't go, getting LBJ, how many kids you killed today? I haven't seen any lately. But we still have taxpayers and tax protesters. Now, how come? Number 4, national debt is a record of all the wealth stolen by the creators of credit. Couldn't be more simple. It is a numerical record. You don't have to worry about ever repaying it. The only way you're ever going to get that down to zero is you confiscate the wealth from those who stole it and redistribute it back to those who produced it. Can't see another solution. Number 5, commercial banks and the federal government, with the help of the Federal Reserve, are the creators of money. They can, we can't. How come? How come they get to create what you and I have to work for? Or sell something to get? Number 6, supply and demand are always equal and exist only at the time of an exchange. Any other time, it's called inventory. Number 7, no government on earth, in any country, anywhere, collects, spends, or wastes tax dollars. They get everything for nothing. They get it all with effortlessly created credit, created by the end of a pen. I don't know how you could rob a bank today. I think the only way you could do it is if you steal their pens they use to sign notes, or you take their potted plants they put in the windows. Okay, number 8. The illusion of taxes reduces consumption. War reduces consumers. Very, very effective way to reduce consumers. And have you been paying any attention to the news, the MSM? You hear the war sabers rattling? Venezuela? I want to send 5,000 troops down there. Lots of interest. Oh, I've got interest all over Venezuela. How about you? Iran, you're being mean again. Quit being mean to Israel, Iran. We might have to come over there and kick your ass, because I got a lot of interest in Iran, too. You got a lot of interest in Iran? I sure do. Okay. Number 9, deposits or bookkeeping entries. You know what? Another weekend's approaching. This is Thursday, the 31st. What's the chance one of you guys lending me a 3, 4, and a 7? I'll gladly pay you back Monday. I'm going to win some money on the Super Bowl. Number 10, none of this. None of what I told you in the first 8 parts. None of it moves you to anger or motivates you to action. Why? I don't get it. You know, this message has wide appeal. From black radicals to white nationalists. From prostitutes to plumbers. They all share one thing in common. They would like to get paid for their services and not robbed. I don't get it. This should be we should make the Million Man March look like a Sunday school cakewalk. Okay. But Dave, let's be realistic. You're right. Well, what can we do about it? I mean, we're powerless. Yeah, you know what? I know I'm right. The best you could do to prove anything I've told you in those first 8 parts as error is offer me the opinion of someone else. Can't do it factually, people. I have got the facts. You can take them or leave them. I have never, doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I can't think of one time in history, and I've been searching my brain, where the slaves have ever voted themselves out of slavery. But you know what? Just the opposite is true. There is historical evidence where the slaves have voted to tighten their chains. They have voted to strip themselves of fundamental rights, and they take us down with us, or with them. It's incredible. All right. Now, there is a populist effort. You may not have heard of them. They're called Christian Zionists. And Christian Zionists, along with the Israeli lobby, are very powerful. No shots are fired. They vote. And they vote to support our number 1 darling ally in the Middle East, Israel. I'd sure like you to tell me what your personal interests were in destructively disassembling Iraq. No WMDs. What were your interests in Syria? Why'd you take that poor country apart? What about Iran? I asked you earlier. What are your interests in Iran? Seriously, people. But there is someone who has a very strong vested interest in what happens in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and Iran. Gee, who could that be? Let's see. I'm working on that. I think you got a clue. I bet it starts with the letter I. All right. Remember the attack on the USS Liberty in 1967? That's the same ones. Oh, you don't know about the attack on the USS Liberty? You will. Now, you've ever heard of a bloated windbag named Pastor, quote unquote, John Hagee? You haven't heard of him? You will. So, where am I going with this? The 116th Congress, the seated Congress right now, Senate Bill 1, the very first bill. What do you suppose it dealt with? Government shutdown? Nope. Are you guessing maybe it was our crumbling infrastructure? No, wasn't that. Well, surely SB 1, Senate Bill 1, had to deal with the wall. So you hear about the wall. Nope. SB 1 dealt with the anti-boycott, divest, and sanctions against Israel. The first piece of legislation, which passed the Senate by 71 votes, 14 to 7, something like that. North Dakota's 2 senators voted, they didn't vote. It's unusual. Maybe they're holding out for more Israeli lobby money. I don't know. Doesn't that just strike you odd that the first piece of legislation in all the things that are screwed up in this country, and there's some good things, but all the things that are screwed up, the very first piece dealt with stopping the BDS movement. I don't know how successful the BDS movement is. I don't know much about it. But it sure got the attention of the Congress. First piece of legislation. People, it's going to be followed. This video here will be followed by an orange cap video. I'm going to introduce you to a few things. Could get myself in trouble with the YouTube. But oh well. That's what I told you. May have to move over to BitChute. There's other platforms out there. See you next video. Stay warm.